Well, it's the SA Sports Show, and we welcome two of the main movers in the SANFL, KG, don't we? Zach Milbank and Brenton Phillips. Zach, Media and Promotions Coordinator, and of course, Sticks, High Performance Manager. Welcome, boys. How you going?
Thanks for having us.
A busy time coming up for you, Sticks, with the upcoming trades.
Draft in Sydney on the 25th. So that's all starting to happen pretty quickly. So most of it's locked and loaded now. We've done all the swapping and trading and whatever else they do in that period of time. And,
it's hard to get your head around, isn't it?
Look, it's incredibly hard.
And now they've introduced this point system. I sit back there and I don't know how it works, but anyway.
It's actually funny, we've just got a draft simulator at the moment, so we're mucking around at work with a draft simulator just to get our heads around how it actually plays out. And you need to be a mathematician.
Unbelievable. Sticks, will we have any kids going in the top 10?
Yeah, look, I think Will Haywood, whether he goes in the top 10 or possibly pushes out to around the 15, so he'll be anywhere in the top 15. Mm-hmm. He'll be in around that. I think after that we've got some really good talent underneath that. You know, I've always said that our top end talent this year and purely in the first 10 picks is not going to be overly high, but what we'll have underneath that is we'll have a real strong base underneath that. So I suspect late second round, third round draft picks will come through pretty strongly.
And Ben Jarman, of course, has been in the top of the headline
has he ever
for months now.
Yeah,
that panned out the way we thought it might.
Yep.
Or there's a little bit of work to go?
Oh, look, it'd be fair to say that Hawthorn run out of draft picks. I think they're first into the draft at pick 88. So if Ben's still there at 88, I'll fall off the chair. But look, Ben's obviously nominated Adelaide as his preferred club. I think that's the club he obviously barracked for as a young man.
Yep.
So he's nominated them as his preferred club. Now there's a little bit of work to do before Ben actually gets. It's not done and dusted. It's
not over the line.
It's not over the line at this point in time.
They tell me North Melbourne to be chasing him.
Yeah, look, there'll be a number of clubs. He's an interesting Ben. He's very much like his father in terms of he can turn a game in a blink of an eye. Really? You've only got to give him 4 or 5 sniffs at it, and he'll have the game done and dusted. I sort of liken him in lots of ways to like a Caleb Daniels. Let's not look at his pure size. Let's look at his around ability to play the game. Yeah. And he's got things from a coaching perspective you can't coach.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful. He's got a feel for the game, how the game's played. He's got feel for vision around him. He sees it early. So from a coaching perspective, I struggle with that all the time. How do you actually coach that? I don't think you can. You either got it or you haven't got it. He's got that in spades.
Now, Zach, you in charge of the media?
In charge of sorts, KG.
That's fair enough. At least you're on it. The female side of things, gee whiz, has that taken off like you wouldn't believe? Will all clubs have a women's team?
Eventually, that is the hope, certainly, KG. It's, as you've touched on there, it's a rapidly moving landscape, the female footy side of things. We've been fortunate enough at the SANFL to have someone of the calibre of Jane Woodlands-Thompson come onto the SA Football Commission, and someone with her outstanding resume and what she's achieved in netball, of course, is transcending into football and helping create that talent pathway, which will certainly be integral to the development of female footy in SA. We've obviously recently announced that there'll be a senior SANFL women's comp sort of running in line with the AFL one at about the same time. To start with, looking at about 4.
So which SANFL sides get the team?
We're not sure yet, KG. They're currently right in the midst of the bidding process with all that and nominations being put forward. But hope to announce that in the near future.
On a national scale, though, the quality of women's football in this state is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. We've obviously got some great girls that were drafted by the Adelaide side. I'll be pretty keen to see how they go straight up in the AFL women's comp. And obviously we've created a bit of Adelaide Footy Club's created a partnership with the Northern Territory side of things as well. So really strengthening up that corridor through there. And it would be great to see the girls come through.
Yeah, a lot's been made this year, Sticks, of the AFL teams in the SANFL competition. Good, bad, indifferent. How do you boys see it? So me personally, I actually love it, and I always have.
I'm the same. I think it's a win-win. I personally, and I'm not speaking from the SANFL point of view, it's just Brenton Phillips speaking here, I'd be horrified if they played in the VFL or something like that. They're South Australian teams.
Correct. Yeah.
I think they should play in South Australia.
Good.
Yeah, it's not a ideal. We'd all love to go back 50 years and have a
Sure.
10-team sample
Times are changing,
competition.
yep,
Times are changing. You've got to get on the move. I think what it then does is it forces our other 8 clubs to actually get a benchmark and say, well, there's your benchmark. This is what we got to achieve. If we want to be strong and compete over long periods of time, this is what it'll have to be. And I think they actually bring something to the competition, albeit a lot of people don't quite see it that way, but I think they bring more than that they don't bring.
Certainly from a media profile and selling the competition, you need that interest, and especially the younger generation coming through. They're obviously going to be Crows and Port in the forefront of their mind, but if they've got an involvement in the SANFL, then they're going to pick up a SANFL team as well.
We're running out of time, but I want a quick one on the development of Indigenous players.
AP Wyland.
It's obviously a big link of ours. We're very heavily involved in assisting with the administration of the Far Northwest Sports League up there in the far north, the AP Wylands. I know Sticks has been up there with his talent team. They've even done some talent testing, and it's all about helping the kids if they want to get helping further themselves in terms of their education. So if they don't go to school on a given day, then they don't get to play footy on the weekend. So there's that real incentive there to get them out, get themselves educated, and then play footy as well, so they can have the best of both worlds.
Good on you, fellas. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
And it's Zach Milbank. If you ring up the SANFL and ask for Zach Milbank, no.
And he hasn't had a drink either.
No, unfortunately, I haven't had a drink either. No, you're right too. Hey, that's the SA Sports Show. Brenton, Phillips and Zach Milbank.
He's done it again. Can someone get him a drink?
You know what? Maybe I do need a drink. Be back with the SA Sports Show after this break.